Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope everybody's doing well. Katamari Damacy Reroll. This is another Nintendo Switch game I've had since I got the Switch back in, what was it, 2020? 2021? I don't remember. Yeah, I think it was in August of 2020. I had this and Spyro and a food game and the hospital game, and I never played any of them. The only game I played on Switch was Animal Crossing. I don't know why. This is another one of those games that I had when it first came out for the PS2. Adored it. Acid trip that's actually fun and worth watching. It's so cute. The music is great. The graphics are great. The gameplay itself is great. But again, with the camera. Is this a Nintendo Switch thing? They don't give you the option of active and passive camera mode with these old PS2 games, and it's frustrating. I always played, I think it was active mode. Passive was where you had to stop and adjust the camera to get it to so that the character's facing forward. And active, the camera auto moved with the character. And you can't do that with this game or Spyro. And that's a little frustrating. I don't know why they would leave out that one major aspect. What is wrong with having controls on a Switch game? I tried to cut off the king's dialogue as much as possible. I completely forgot how much dialogue is in this game. Oh my gosh. But the concept itself is so adorable. And I think that's what makes this a good, lasting game. Even if you finish the whole thing, which I've never done, but even if you finish the game, you would want to go back at some point and do it again. And again. And again. It's a fun way to pass the time. And I thoroughly enjoy this game. I'm not quite sure how far I got. My most difficult star was the two bears. I think that one. I learned a lot of tricks. I learned how the bigger the ball is, the easier it is to get those presents, because a lot of them are high up. I was getting really good at this, but again, it's hard to say that because now that I'm back into this on the Switch, I have to learn the controls all over again, and I stink at controls. But it's the camera that is the worst. And I did go online and look it up. I'm not good at typing in search engine words that will bring up exactly what I'm looking for. It never works out that way. If you type in camera control for the Nintendo Switch, I will get like Reddit articles on how to switch camera control on a PS2. I already know how to do that. That's not what I asked. So, if I'm not mistaken, and from what I did manage to gather, there is no way to change the camera controls on a Switch. It just can't be done. So you have to reteach yourself how to navigate your character to the best of your ability as far as being able to see goes. Why the camera would do this is beyond me. I think it's dumb. But other than that, it's fun. This is an enjoyable game. And again, the music, the music that accompanies these. There are a lot of worlds you have to get through. There's a storyline involved with these two cute little Japanese kids. And there's a lot to this. And the levels do get more difficult. So it's a good all-around game. I think it's fun. I don't believe I got this game immediately after it first came out. And I couldn't tell you when it first came out. I probably did notice it and then forgot what year it came out. But these are 2000s games. Mid to late 90s and 2000s. That was when I had all the consoles in the house and we were renting games, not from Blockbuster. Blockbuster came much later for us. We had this, I wish I could remember, but right on the corner of the street where we lived, there was a video rental place. And that's where we went. And that's where I found all of these. It was so much fun. And then they got rid of all of that. So much has changed in 20 years, hasn't it? But yeah, my kids grew up in this era, and I was right there with them, playing the games and watching them play the games. And I remember watching them, because they did a lot of Sega and SNES, Super Nintendo. Is that what it was? And I could not stand. They always played the Mario games. I think they had at least 3. And the music and the noises in that game. I used to walk around the house and repeating those noises because they were in my head. I couldn't get them out. It was very frustrating. Sonic was another one. They always played those. But they did play on my PS2 as well. Now, I couldn't tell you where my Sega is. One of the kids has it. And I know they have their Nintendo set up as well and all those games. But all my PS2 games are in my room. I just don't have the system for it. I don't know where it went. But that's okay. That's quite alright. What else can I say about this game? It's just enjoyable. That's all I can tell you. It is such an enjoyable game. It's funny and it's enjoyable. But the difficulty level, I have to tell you, my goodness, it is a struggle the higher up you go. Because this, as you can plainly tell, is a struggle for me, just trying to do this. And his dad is so mean. His dad is so mean. I shouldn't say that because I think that's lacking in a lot of parenting today. Parents have long since wanted to be friends with their kids, and it just doesn't work. It never will. There isn't a kid alive who wants to have anything to do with his parents. And after a certain age, it becomes even worse of an embarrassment for them. But parents are so selfish and so narrow-minded. Too many of them think the world revolves around them and everybody loves them, and oh my gosh. I remember at this time when my kids were little, I was hearing local stories. It's just disgusting. And these are people that I grew up with, which again doesn't surprise me at all. I had to go to school with them. I know exactly how they are as adults. These mothers went to their children's prom. They went to their children's prom. They weren't invited. They weren't asked to attend. They just wanted to go because they thought it would be fun. And one of the mothers said this. No lie. She said this with a smile on her face. You wouldn't believe how embarrassed and upset my son was when I told him I was going to his prom. And then they all laughed. They all laughed. Oh my gosh. Get a clue. Get a clue. Nobody is interested in you. Your time is over, and if you blew it, that's your fault. Why are you taking that out on your kids? Making yourself look like such an idiot just for your own benefit. You care that much about your kids. Don't care. You don't give a crap about your kids. Why did you have them? Okay, I'm going on a tangent. I'm going to shut up. But that's just the way things were back then. So the state of the world today, as much as you want to blame the youth who went to these liberal universities and didn't learn a bloody thing about life or anything in general, but they're going to end up in the White House as a liberal Democrat and not even know what their job description is. And you're going to blame the kids for that, when it was actually my generation and the generation before it who screwed these kids up with their asinine way of thinking. But that's it for my soapbox tangents. I'm sorry. I'm trying to watch what I'm doing here, and it is difficult. You know, I thought about doing these live, and I'm telling you, I'm going to do it. I promise you, I'm going to do these live, like doing a Twitch thing or something. I don't really talk. I cuss. I get very frustrated, angry. But I'm concentrating on what's going on the screen, and I'm really not contributing too much orally, so I can't imagine how boring a video would be with me doing this live. But I'm going to attempt it. I'm going to try to remember to speak. I just don't know. But yeah, it gets chaotic at this point because you're not big enough to get around certain items, so you lose some of your circumference and it gets frustrating. So you have to concentrate on what it is you're doing. How many of you did play this game? How many of you liked it, didn't like it? I'm curious. You're welcome to tell me in the comments below. I would love to know. The storyline inside this is really cute. The kids are watching a Gundam cartoon and the news guy breaks in saying that all the stars have disappeared from the sky and we'll get back with you with more information. And then they're on their way to the airport to pick up their dad, who apparently is an astronaut. And they keep trying to tell their parents, the stars are missing from the sky. And that's nice, dear. It's cute. But I've never gotten far enough in this game to find out how it all works out and how it ends. This is probably one of my absolutely favorite songs in the game, but there are a lot of them. There are a couple really wacky ones, but the game itself is wacky. This is a drug-induced acid trip dream of a game, but I don't mind that because I still think it's cute. Again, I'm staring at the screen here trying to talk to you, and I can't because I'm like, go to the left, go to the right, move forward, turn the camera. Oy. At least the camera angle is not as frustrating as it was in the Spyro game, but it's still a little annoying. It just won't move as quickly as you want it to. You have no idea what's on either side of you. But I don't want to keep talking about that. I don't know what else to say other than why, you know. What else did I have to tell you? I hope everybody's enjoying themselves, despite all that crap that's going on. If you're American, you would know. And you know what? I might as well hop back on my soapbox here. I hope you don't mind. This is not unique to the United States. This is nothing new. So anybody who thinks that this is an abomination and Jesus Christ himself is going to come for the second coming because we're such bad people, no. This is nothing new. We do this to ourselves every 8 years or so. We deliberately vote Democrat. The world goes to hell in a handbasket, and then we just sit there wringing our hands going, how could this happen? What happened? I don't understand it. How could this happen? Well, you asked for it by voting Democrat. And I'm telling you, this is a broken record cycle of repeated abuse on the American people by ignorant voters. The news keeps saying how ignorant Democrats are and how ignorant liberals are. Well, anybody who votes for them is ignorant as well. So you have to lump them into a completely solid category. There are very few people who truly believe that Trump was not a racist. White people are not racist. That black on black crime is far more concerning to everybody than being a Republican. So I'll end it there. I don't want to. But I'm just saying, as much as we're suffering right now, things are going to get worse, and I'm in the bottom of that heap. But everybody's suffering, so I just feel sorry for everybody, and all we can do is pray and hope for change. Hope. But we will never learn, that's all I'm telling you. We will never learn from this mistake. We will continue repeating this cycle again and again. Here's what I'm talking about. Hi. It's so cute. It's so cute. So that's the other story inside this story. Thank you so much for watching this and supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. Subscribe if you're interested. Like the video if you did. Take care of yourselves now and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.